Hello, you guys, and welcome to another story time brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How are you all doing out there today, evening, early in the morning, real late at night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are around the world? I hope that you all are just doing just absolutely ecstatic. All right, just awesome. Just oh my gosh, just you're just feeling great. All right, in spite of whatever challenges you are being faced with, you are able to extract, take out the good and focus on that and improve. All right, all we always are trying to have that constant elevation. All right, constant elevation. Shout out to Rakim, the rapper, all right? And I hope that you all have read or you're planning to read for at least 30 minutes, y'all. That's what's up, y'all. That's how we rolling. Now, what I'm going to do before I get started with finishing up this awesome book that I just absolutely love reading to you guys, all right? Fish in a Tree. I want to share with you all a quote. Actually, I think I'm going to do a couple of quotes from Maya Angelou. All right, today is her birthday. Today is April 4th. And she actually passed away a week before her birthday. She passed away, I think it was May 28th, 2014. All right, so she has been gone for almost 4 years. All right, and she was an awesome, beautiful poet, author, civil rights activist. I mean, she had a voice and she used her voice for good. And she was definitely someone who was about reading. And that's why I said, oh wow. I said, let me go ahead and give a quote by her, all right? I actually had it. Let me um, pull it up really quickly for you guys. All right. And so I'm going to say two of the quotes that I think is something that we definitely should remember. And it also is making me, it's related to the book as well, Fish in a Tree. And one of the quotes she said is, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Okay, that's the first quote. Then her second quote was, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. All right, I'm gonna repeat that one again, as I know I kind of messed up over one of the words there. There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. All right, so let's go back to the first quote, right? First, she said she learned that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And the reason why I thought about it in terms of in reading this book, Fish in a Tree, and thinking about Allie Nickerson, the main character who has struggling with reading, and how she, is dealing with the issue of how she is feeling because of the fact that she cannot read. And also how there are a couple of kids in her classroom who really, they're just straight up mean, flat out. And she basically, is just showing in this book how she definitely does not like how they're treating her. And even though she's trying her best to have that courage to not let them bother her, but how she's feeling about that, she definitely is showing that it does bother her. But there's another character in the book, Keisha, who she has gravitated to, and how Keisha has shown how, yes, it's okay to stand up for yourself. And Keisha is showing how she cares about Allie. All right. And so, right there, that is something that's going to be imprinted on Allie for the rest of her life. She is going to remember the people who didn't make her feel all that great, but she's definitely going to remember the person who did make her feel well. And there are others as well, even with her teacher, Mr. Daniels, She's really, really appreciated him. And then also, let's go to that second quote really quickly. There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. All right. So basically, what is she saying? That you have to be able to talk about the different things that you are going through in your life. And just in relation again with reading, and reading does that. Reading can bring out different things that you might be dealing with, some different issues, some different struggles that you are having. Reading definitely does that, especially when you're listening to read alouds, and when it's coming from people who care about you. So when you have those special reading moments with your mom, with your dad, grandma, grandpa, older siblings, you know right there, that is showing how reading can definitely bring about those different feelings that you may have, and it makes it easy for you to talk about the different issues that you have as well. All right. So hopefully, with those quotes coming from Dr. Maya Angelou, again, like I said, she has passed, but she left a legacy. And her legacy, she definitely was promoting literacy. She was promoting reading big time. All right, so there, just wanted to share that with you guys. And now I'm about to go ahead and read the chapter. This is chapter 18. And this is, again, coming from the book Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. For those of you, this may be your first time listening to one of the read alouds here on ABC Read, ABC Learn. All right. And again, Allie Nickerson, struggling with reading. And this book is awesome, 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 because it's showing how you have kids in the classroom, who aren't so cool, actually, really trying to be mean. Then you got your kids in the classroom who like, I don't even care. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to do me, like Albert. Keisha, same way. All right. And then you have a teacher like Mr. Daniels, who I think, in my opinion, is an example of how teachers should be when it comes to their students. Really trying to connect with each individual student. Not trying to teach everybody the same. Not getting mad or penalizing students because one student, or a few students rather, is not doing what everybody else is doing in the classroom. That's not what teaching is about. You're supposed to be bringing out the best out of each student in the best way you possibly can. All right. So let's begin chapter 18. And of course, if you got the book, turn to chapter 18, page 96. All right. Truths and untruths. Keisha drops into her seat, annoyed that Mr. Daniels has asked her to do a paper over because he knows she can do better. I've always hated hearing that from teachers. And then I realized I've never heard it from Mr. Daniels. And all of a sudden, that bugs me. Since the day of the mystery boxes, I keep thinking about how good it felt to do something right, to fit in. That's what I want. To feel like everyone else, to be told that the work I know is terrible isn't good enough. I want him to tell me I can do better and see it in his face that he really thinks so. And then I remember that it is the best I can do. I haven't written in class since I had the fake sling on my arm. After 3 days of wearing it, Mr. Daniels told me he was going to have the nurse call my mom about my injured arm. So I figured I'd better lose the sling. So now I'm stuck. I don't know who to be. The one who admits that I can't do it, or the pretender. Finally, I decide I'll give Mr. Daniels something so terrible that he'll have to ask me to do it over. I don't even try to spell anything correctly like I usually do. I just put a whole bunch of letters together that I know makes no sense. I walk up and hand it to him instead of putting it in the assignment cubby. Thanks, Allie. But if you're done, why don't you put it in the cubby? I push it toward him a little more. I thought you may want to check it over. We lock eyes for a few seconds, and then he reaches out to take it from me. Okay, he says. He looks at it. His eyebrows scrunch up. And then he looks up back at me. He stays quiet, thinking. I can tell. I hear it in my head. Do better, Allie. And I would. I would magically do better. And Mrs. Silver would carry a trophy for me so big, she'd have to carry it on her back. Allie, huh? I said that you can put it in the cubby then. And the pictures in my head pop like bubbles. I walk away without taking it back. As soon as we all sit down in the cafeteria, Keisha announces to Albert, okay, this has been killing me all day long. What? I ask. Albert, so this Flint shirt that you wear every day. He interrupts. I do not, in fact, wear the same shirt every day. I have 5 identical ones. Keisha's eyes are wide. Seriously, Albert? You bought the same shirt 5 times? He doesn't seem to think it's a big deal. It's the one I liked. Well, anyway, Albert, Keisha says, I finally found out what the heck your shirt means. I Googled Flint, and you know what I found? His eyes widen. It's a place in Michigan, a kind of rock, something people use to light campfires, what arrowheads are made of, and a kind of sneaker. Albert doesn't say anything. Albert, did you hear me? What is it with the Flint shirt? That just makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Albert fidgets. Hey, Albert, I say, you okay? You know, Keisha didn't mean any harm. I am quite aware of her intentions. I worry. What are those? To find out why I wear this shirt. Funny how my brain wants to make things complicated, and his just cuts to the simplest thing. Well, the simplest thing with a bunch of fancy words and mile-long sentences. The meaning of my shirt is not any of those things. He closed his eyes before he takes a deep breath. Flint is an immortal genius from Star Trek, Season 3, Episode 19. It is titled Requiem for... Keisha laughs, interrupting him. Albert, are you kidding me? Albert clears his throat and glances at the clock. Albert, I say, poking the side of Keisha's leg, and she, by some miracle, stops laughing. Go ahead. I want to know. After that day of being mean, I want to be extra nice. So Flint is a smart guy? I ask. Albert readjusts himself in his seat. Flint goes away to his own planet. He puts up invisible barriers so that others won't sense life forms there. He creates robots to protect himself and keep him company. They are predictable. Sounds super weird if you ask me, says Keisha. Why wouldn't he live on Earth with people? He had once lived on Earth. He left to be alone. He wanted to be alone. Keisha falls forward, dropping her arms on the table. Why the heck would a man leave Earth with everything here to go off and sit on some rock in space all by himself? Albert hesitates. Well, he says, it's to retreat from the unpleasantness of Earth and the company of people. Then he looks up right into my eyes. I can see that. I can see why someone would want to avoid being with other people. A great number of them are not very nice to me. And, well, listen, Albert. Keisha's voice has softened. I didn't mean, Albert interrupts. I was not implying it was you who is not kind to me. I'm relieved. But there are others who are not kind, he says. Whoa. Oh my goodness. I told you, you guys, it's like every time I read a chapter to you all, more and more, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just like an awesome book. Oh my goodness. It is like the characters. I mean, you know how Allie talks about her mind movie. Again, I'm just imagining this book being made into a movie, which I'm pretty sure is going to be. It's probably in the works right now. I mean, the characters are just really like awesome. You can like just imagine, this whole scene happening, right? You can imagine them, in the cafeteria, and how Albert's face is looking, feeling all tense, feeling like, okay, she's asking me about the shirt, having to defend himself, and Keisha, she's being that kid who's like, hey, look, what's up with that? Why you got this shirt on? The same shirt every day, right? You got that kid who just tell it like it is, and you just sitting there like, okay. And then you have Allie, she's, Allie is again, she definitely can relate, obviously, to Albert. She knows that feeling of feeling like, okay, I want to be by myself, I want to be alone. I don't fit in. I want to fit in, but I know I'm struggling with reading. I don't want people to make fun of me. All these different things, right? So again, kudos to Miss Linda Mullally Hunt in this awesome book, Fish in a Tree. And I hope that you guys are enjoying this read aloud. And I hope that you all too have went back. If you have not listened to the other chapters, please go and do so. All right. I really highly, highly recommend that you listen to this book in order, and also that you all get this book as well. Awesome, awesome read. All right, you guys. So remember to like, subscribe, and share our videos. And remember to keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. And also remember to be yourself. Peace.